Hell yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Regenerative Cannabis Podcast. Got the homeboy Tyler, Family
Hey.
Tree Seeds. What's up, man?
What's going down, brother?
He texted me earlier this morning. It was like, yo, dude, I got some new stuff. Would you be interested to help me get it out? And I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's talk about it and let's get it out. So here we are. It's Thursday night, man. Stoked
Heck
to
yeah.
connect with you, dude. It was really good. It was really good, actually, to fucking connect in real life in Humboldt, and smoke a bunch of weed together, and
One of the best times of my life, man. That was the
man, it was
coolest
fun.
thing, being around like minds, dude, It was life-changing, So can't wait till we can get together and do that shit again. Fuck this quarantine stuff.
Yeah, dude. I'd actually, I don't. We all don't know how this quarantine shit's gonna end, and I personally think it's gonna be just different, all around. But
It'll
I
be
really
we'll be
want to
cleaner.
have a party up at my place,
Hell yeah. There's
know,
gonna be a lot of overdue parties, dude.
Yeah.
I think humankind's gonna party like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
So,
solstice.
that's cool.
Just burn it down.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Winter solstice.
Sticky. Hell yeah.
So what have you been doing, man? What's been going on from January till now, May?
Dude, I've been hanging out in the garden a lot. So we got vegetables planted. We got ganja coming. We've been playing with seeds. I've been male hunting all winter. So I popped a bunch of seeds and killed almost all my ladies and looked at a bunch of dudes. So it was kind of weird, but I found a couple of cool things that I wanted to work with this year. So I made some test crosses, this winter, and small scale, just a small plant here or there, just to see what happens, what that dude passes. And I'll run some of those this season outdoor, and we'll see if there's anything worth really making. So I had
were you searching like one population or like multiple populations?
Multiple populations, actually. I like to pop a lot of. I just did a random open male hunt. I wanted to find a new kind of hot stud, man. I wanted to find something new that was kind of interesting. Got a bunch of new seeds from the conference up there in Humboldt from everybody. So I just started popping a little of this and a little of that and a little of this, trying to keep everything labeled. And the guys that the plants that jumped out at me, I started, sliding them off to the side and keeping these groups together of, ones that I was looking at and interested in. And I would just cull and pull and weed it down to a bunch. I think I had it down to 12 or 13 males at one point this winter. Watched them all kind of flower and do their thing, and weeded it down further to 2 males that I was going to work with this year. Wow. So I got a cool ass. I got a pack of F2 Do from Archive, Do number 18, that I was just looking at, kind of seeing what was in there, what the hell was, what was going on. And I found a really killer, upright Kush style, nasty OG looking male, dill pickly, and kind of this really interesting oily smell to him. Little resin development towards the end. Really cool, interesting plant. I thought it was a lady the entire time. I put it into my flower room to flower this one, because that was going to be one of my smoking plants that I was excited about, because it was one of the good ones. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I'm going to smoke on you. And then it turned out, bang, thing showed sex way late, and turned out to be a really good keeper stud. So I pulled that puppy out, and I pulled out a Chili Verde, chili cheese male from HBK, buddy Eric. He gave me some F2 Chili Verde, the cheese pheno. It's like this cheesy, very interesting, very, very kind of this sharp, cheesy thing, and it's extremely potent. I took this little nug home and had a bunch of beans in this little tiny nug, and I rolled up the remnants in a joint. Man, I got blasted, and I smoked tons of weed, so I was like, man, this some good weed. I like that. So I pulled out a really sweet looking, dainty, small leaf, pink and purple, colorful, good branching, really kind of a lavendery or purple Urkel smelling type female. Very interesting, and there's a lavender in there, so probably something like that. But I pulled him out. He's really, really nice. And we're gonna do some work with him this year, too. So those are the two I'm gonna play with. I crossed that do-si-do to my PAM 15, and my PAM 15 is one that I pulled out of that F2 population, and that thing is a friggin' awesome plant, dude. It's taller than hell and annoying to grow because it's just like so tall and lanky and all over the place and grows like a friggin' rocket ship. You know what I mean? But it is a resin maker. It is just resin everywhere, just dropping off of this thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. It's got the great smells. So I'm going to cross that with a lot of things this year. A lot of things are going to go to PAM 15. I like the PAM 15 better than my original PAM, like
Nice.
smoke wise and like just everything wise, except for her growth pattern. She's just so big and robust. She's going to be a beautiful tree outside. She'll make somebody very happy. You know what I mean? Who likes to grow big, crazy plants.
I want to, can I pause you for a sec?
Yeah.
Just detour. I want to definitely go back to this, but
yeah.
This is personal / I think it'll be interesting. Like, all right, so you're popping a bunch of plants and you're just selecting males.
Yeah.
Walk me that's beautiful. And I'm about to do the same. So this is a selfish question, but also an interesting question because people are always curious on to how to select males. So in my process, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put all my males to one side, and my females are going to get planted in my beds, for production. And I'll make those selections later. But I have to window my males down, because like I was telling you, I have 1,200 some Testarossa reserves.
Totally.
Right? But these big batches.
You got a lot of whittling to do. Yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot to consider and a lot that I'm trying to learn about. And so every experienced person, I'm just like, asking many questions. Yeah. So what was how did you start necking it down? What was, talk us through it a little bit.
So, I mean, selected males is fun. You can do all kinds of things. I like to grow them up and to a point where I can actually clone them. And when I can clone them, I like to see which one roots the fastest or the strongest or the most vigorous, right? So I'll go through a bunch of plants, if they're sexed or not sexed. It's a part of my process to figure out who's going to clone easiest and be a good propagator and put out a good root system. So I usually, like, for probably the second topping, a first or a second topping, depending on what I'm doing, is going to be a clone plant. You know what I mean? And that clone plant's going to tell me a lot. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how it roots. It's really important to me. Some people wait until the male's done flowering and looking at the root system that way. You can do that. That's fine. I like to see how they root and what they do as a clone, because that's a pain in the ass, so that helps me with females and males. So I usually do that, and then you get a star or a check mark next to you if you're like, you stand out in that regard. Smell overrides almost everything. So I don't care if you got a crappy growth habit. Right. I don't care if you're, if you have a unique scent, period, you're going to get looked at, or at least, considered, because I find that.
Are you and this is a stem rub?
Yeah, stem rub. And I like, because the stem rub changes too. So like I do a couple of things with that. Like it's different down low than it is up high. And what I've been doing, which PAM 15 really sealed it, is when you break a leaf off of a plant, right? If you got a fan leaf on there and you break the leaf off of the plant and you actually smell the chlorophyll or the blood of the plant, like sometimes it just smells like a plant, right? Or it just smells green.
Different times of the day too.
Right? Different times of the day. But then there'll be some plants that like reek of something. You know what I mean? There's some nastiness to it, or there's an oil, or there's a pungent, or there's onion, or there's something extra to that smell. And I find that every single plant that I pull off the leaf, the fan leaf, on a vegetative state and smell that blood, if it has some sort of a unique scent to it, that usually turns out to be a badass plant, male or female. You know, that's it's like a weird, I don't know if it's an oil that's in there, I don't know, but it's something that's really, like, I've noticed it for the past like 3 or 4 years. And then Pam 15, like, it's like so in your face when you pull off one of those leaves. It's this really sharp, sweet, sour, funky, like you do the bewitched with your nose, you know, you really like you wiggle it. It makes you, you know, makes you sing in a weird way. So that's always, smell overrides everything. Like if you smell unique, you're gonna get pulled. But male wise, I like a male that looks like a female. I want a male that the whole time I thought you were a girl. You know what I mean? Like, you're growing like a girl, you're more delicate, you're more dainty, you're not growing as fast as a traditional male, because males usually like to grow a little bit taller and a little bit faster so they can get their pollen to drop above ladies that are flowering a little bit later than them, you know, at the right time. So that they usually like to shoot up taller and do it fast and show fast. I don't like that unless I'm in a climate like you, or someplace that I need a shorter flowering window and I'm going to do things outdoors. Then I want the male that shows and flowers fast, because that's going to help speed things up, in my opinion, you know, on the flowering side of things. But most of the time, if you look like a lady and you're late to show, late to join the party, 9 times out of 10, I end up using that male. That's one of the males that I always
Why
use.
do you like the later flowering male then?
I think that later flowering, I think that a little bit longer flowering things have better quality weed.
Sure.
You know, so I think that if you have a little bit more time to do
Just
your
like
thing,
like anything, period. Right.
I think that you're better quality in the long run. I think that any
Makes
good
sense.
quality weed that's out there, like anything, Chem 91s and fucking OGs and all these things, they're always a little, you know, they're not quick. You know what I mean? They're the quicker ones are usually, you know, I mean, they're usually, you know, like autos or something that's just, you know, I don't know. That's my experience and opinion. You know what I mean? I like the later ones, and that doesn't always make it flower longer. I mean, I always pick that later flowering stud, and I'm always within that, you know, 7 to 9 week or 7 to 8 week window. You know what I mean? For as long as my female's in that range, you know what I mean? It doesn't change it that much. I think it's just better quality, honestly. But if you look like a girl and you turn out to be a boy, I love that. So if you stink, if you clone well, quickly and easily, if you look like a lady and flower a little bit later, I like that. And if you have resin, obviously I'm always looking for resin males. That's like, if you're a resin male, you're probably just going to get used, just because that's my thing. So if I find something and it puts on resin, that always gets to the edge, you know. That'll override a lot of stuff, just like the smell will override a lot of stuff. But I don't pay attention to like too much into like node spacing or like colors or anything like that. You're gonna, you know, I kind of want them to be lady-ish and heavier. You know, you got to have some resin, you got to have some smell, and you got to be easy to work with on all, even if male or female. I don't like plants that are hard to clone. They piss me off, and you lose good plants that way. So I always try to make you look at them funny and they'll root. I like that, you know. So it's just one of my things. I hate shitty cloning plants. So
I'm doing something I haven't done before, and I planted in these fucking stupid, those plastic bags, you know.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, like just like in the pots, like
look at this,
like
wearing the hat. Yep.
Oh, man,
I did it. It's really
hysterical.
it's bad, dude. It's a total oxymoron,
dude.
like, you know, total dick move. But
yeah,
that's what I had to do. That's what I chose to do. And
well, you learned something, dude. So that's all. It's not all bad.
It was $139 for 4,000 pots, you know, bags. You know, versus I just no option to buy pots the other way. And so I put these on top of my grow beds in my greenhouse, and certain ones started to pop up sooner, and it took me a minute to catch on. But today I finally caught on and realized that those ones had gotten down and tap rooted all the way into my
broke
bed.
Yeah.
And then went boom. And because the
Yep.
soil that I used was not the best soil. Like I used native soil here, and it was like, I guess not the best. And I struggled. I've been struggling with it. And I was like, oh, and so like now I'm like epiphanying, you know, like, and going, wait, this is like actually fucking legit, you know, because for just like what you're saying, you know, like they had the wherewithal to get down just that much quicker, you know, and so like I'm like going through and tagging all those ones that are just a little bit taller right now,
just a little bit,
because that's what I really want, you know, for where I'm at. I'm up north. I need the vigor, you know, so I kind of like almost just want to work within that batch and then select to flavor. And
you
resin,
got
you know,
and you can't always get it in one, you know, can't always get it in once, but that vigor is important, dude, you know.
Right.
It's so important, man. If you're trying to replicate stuff, you know, it's so super important.
Yeah, it's interesting.
One of my favorite,
you know, especially looking over a batch like 1200, and I have a couple of them like that, you know, and I have that Long Valley Royal Kush Platinum Pie from Ital. I got about 1,000 of those.
Sick.
And fuck yeah, man.
You're gonna find some winners this year, brother.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't see how the whole thing's not gonna be
yeah, well, when you got that many, you're gonna have to whittle it down, you know.
Yeah, totally.
You're gonna snag like 10 from this one, 10 from that one. It's like, goddamn, you know. That's great.
It's gonna be a challenge.
It's luxury. No,
anyway, so that was our rabbit trail. But back to what else? What are the other males were you selecting then?
So those are, so I got the Chili Verde and I got that Dosey Does that I'm gonna start working with there, and then I'm gonna start doing a lot of the remaking of my Hubble stuff, which is one of the things I'm gonna get to you. That's one, everywhere I go, people are screaming about the Hubble, so it surprises the shit out of you once you get it in your garden, you know.
Cool.
So
what is it?
It's a dog walker and my flamingo Ringo. So it's like
we talked about
almost
this before.
Yeah. It's one that just keeps. It's just a consistent head turner, and I keep getting photos and all kinds of love about the Hubble. So I'm gonna start working with that even further and start further in that line this year. It's gonna be my Hubble, and the Pan 15 Dosey Do is gonna be my big 2 projects. Cool. And we'll do some of the stuff with the Verde and stuff, but those 2 are going to be the ones that I'm going to focus on, so that I can really further the line of the Hubble this season and get those 2 frost machines together, and of the Pam and the Dosey. So that'll be really, I mean, it'll just be a sparkler. So hands down. So that's the Hubble's a big deal. So that's the one that I'm gonna go for. Like, it's got all that dog walker resin to it. It's got the pressability. It's got that tacky Chem 4, just that feel to the bud. But it's got some sparkle and some color from the Flamingo Ringo, and it's got a little bit of that CBD in there that kind of just hangs around, and it gives it just excellent length on the high. You smoke a little, and you find yourself still baked long after, and there's not a lot of ceiling to it. It's got good flavor in the joint, in the bong. I mean, it's a good feel good. So it hits.
Have
it
you
on
found
all
that,
levels,
like,
really good.
you know, I haven't had any dog walker for a minute. Well, since I saw you, but like we've talked in the past, like the one thing I like about it is it's one of the very few cultivars that is so loud. So loud, like in a glass jar, in a suitcase, in a room with the door closed. You walk through the hallway and you're like, what the fuck is that? And you know, you have to like dig through all these layers of it.
I fucking love it, dude. I keep finding myself, god damn, like, when's that dog walker gonna be ready? You know, I swear to God, you know. So So I've been working that a lot. I did another one that I'm going to get you to is the Dog Beach, which is the dog walker and the Pam cross.
Okay.
And it's it's the BX one, or it's a BX with an asterisk, because it's not the same. It's not taking it back to the same parent, but it's taking it back to the same line. So it's basically dog walker to Pam, and then that's Dog Beach. Then I took Dog Beach tropical fruit smoothie selection. It wasn't what I was looking for, but it was too funkadelic to ignore. So I took this female that was literally like this fruit smoothie with that dog walker resin and the loudness and those colors. And I crossed it back to my Pam F2 this season. So we've been running through a bunch of those. They're fucking awesome. And they're like really interesting plants. Like, they're like short sativa looking SOBs, you know what I mean? They got really thin leaves, but they're like short and branchy, like kind of dog walker. It's like this weird, mean looking frame on a lot of them. And they're loud. They're good cloners. They're excellent plants so far, man. So I went through my selections for this year. I've got them all going, a couple different places, got a couple people looking at them. And I'm getting rid of the rest so that people can grow them, because they're good before I finish it.
Dog Beach,
one of the
BX,
yeah, Dog Beach, yep, the aspects, because I don't know how else to dictate that, but it is a back cross to the line in some way. I just don't know how to label
was it
otherwise,
the male? That was a male out of the F2 Pam F2s.
Yep. So it was the original male from the original seed stock. Was the first male that I used, and then I used the F2 generation male the next time around. So
gotcha.
So yeah, I don't know how to dictate that other one than the asterisk. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No,
so that's
most
cool
people
one.
when they're doing their BXs, they're females, So it's cool that you did it with the males.
Yeah, I like doing it. Yeah, I like doing it both ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you got a clone only, you're taking it back to that female because you're trying to back cross it. I did a Pam BX this year that's getting tested out, which is cool. But yeah, I like doing it with males. I like males, dude. I like, I'm not gay, but I love males, so I'm gay for cannabis, So
oh, goodness, he said that.
But no, they're not derogatory. They're just, I like males. I don't want to take it out of context there.
No, I mean it's important because it's hard to, it's hard for a lot of people to look at them. It's hard for everybody to look at them.
Yeah, man. They ruin a lot of stuff.
Unless you got to set
They ruin
up.
a lot of stuff. They ruin a lot of stuff, man. Like I will not flower a male in any place that I flower females. Like there will never be a male that ever flowers in any flower area. I mean, other than outside, because you can't stop outside. But that's just one of my main rules, because they ruin a lot of stuff, and you got to be prepared. And that's why I like to hunt them, like specifically. I like to look for a bunch of them at a time, and kind of cost myself a crop or some time to find.
It's a cool way to think about it.
To find it.
I haven't heard anybody approach it that way, so that's a really cool way.
Totally. Wrong or right, I don't know. It is what it is. But those Dog Beaches, man, the F1 is killer. I just didn't make enough seed of that. That one's got a little bit more of the gas phenos in there. But that BX is this weird, beautiful thing. It's very loud, very interesting. The growth habit and the way that she looks is super unique. Really cool plant.
Cool. I'm excited to check them out. Like I have room.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
right?
All this stuff comes in, and I get so excited. I'm like, especially when you start talking about dog walker.
I know. I go through my chest, bro. I got coolers of fucking seeds, and I pull them out. I'm like, all right, what can we do?
I'm excited. Today? I'm actually. I was told you earlier. I'm smoking some Gorilla Glue, and I got the. I was able to hook up with a fucking, rest in peace, dude, to Josie Wales for sure. But I was able to hook up with the IBL, the GG4 IBL packs, and I got two of them.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
So I got those opened up, and we'll see. IBL might not be the appropriate term for that pack of
Yeah.
seeds.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm excited to look at it.
I put an asterisk on there, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
ideal asterisks.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's cool. I was interested in those. I was wondering, you know, like really from Josie, from the family, I was wondering, you know, what those would actually be like, you know. So that's it. I'm, you know,
I'm
glad
really
that I actually know
excited,
somebody
man.
who's growing them.
And dude, fucking give thanks for him for putting the Gorilla Glue out, you know, just fucking putting it out, you know, because it's a great cut, dude, and it's done so much good to so many people.
Yeah.
You know, it's a true healer. Like it's a one of those do it all plant. You know, if I can get you stoned, but it sets me straight. Like the dog walker, they both kind of like set my mind.
Well, we got similar chemistry. I dig it, dude. Yeah, it does. I'll grab the glue if it's there and there's not a lot of other stuff there. I know that it's a tried and true, you know. So it's good with my.
I think I prefer the dog walker. I prefer probably a mix.
Oh yeah. No, if I had to choose, it's gonna be more gassy and chem for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotta be more doggy, for sure. But you get surprised, you know. For those PAM F2s, man, I've been doing a lot more of those too. I ran a bunch of those. I'm excited to see. You get any cool ones coming out of your group, man? I'd love to see and you know, keep me in the loop of those, because those are beautiful plants, dude. They're interesting. So that's one of those things that you can get a hold of those. Those are some different, you know. So
yeah, and you still have there's still a handful of those left. I have a handful left. Not too many. I
only got a couple.
Really?
Yeah. I got a couple.
I only have a couple too. So I would say if you're watching this and if you want to get them, you should do it now, because you know,
as soon as they figure it out. You figure it out, yeah.
And is that? But no, I mean, like, are you done putting them out, or is, you know?
No, that's for that generation. I actually I was gonna see if you wanted to take just a couple of the PAM 15 F3s and maybe a couple of the PAM BXs. You know, I've got a couple of those small ones. We're gonna run through a couple of them. We're doing that now, but I'm gonna get some of those out, you know, soon. I want to get those on and coming, because I'll take what I need, and then I don't want them just to sit in the cooler like everything always does. So I made a vow to like stop putting seeds in the cooler, you know. So I'm gonna make seeds. They're good, awesome seeds, and I'm gonna start giving them away to everybody and getting them out and do it, because they're doing no good in my cooler. You know what I mean? And I keep making awesome seeds and just I pick what I need, and then they go in the cooler. So I'm tired of that shit. You know, so people deserve to grow the shit, you know. So I'm gonna start giving out the cool stuff. I'm gonna start, you know, I'm not worried about it. It's got to get out there.
I got an idea, and it's half baked, literally at this point.
It's the only way to go, bro.
To maybe do some sort of, I don't know, subscription or something.
Yeah.
To like, you know, like we're, I don't know, where you could subscribe.
Like every month. Every couple months you get seeds. You get the new update. Yeah, that's a good idea. There you go.
Because there's people that like to grow a lot and go through a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And to get 20 seeds every month or every 2 months would be pretty fucking awesome for it. I mean, I don't know. I have to really
if you like the strain, like if you like the PAM, you know, you'd get to see like the different generations of the PAM. You get different ones of those, or different, you know, different chem strains. That's a good idea, bro. No, that's a good idea. That's a good that's something you should put. We'll put that out there. You know, you guys should comment, man, about that. That's not a bad idea. So
because you could even, I could set it up like, I love brainstorming ideas. It's like my fucking hobby, dude.
The only way.
You could set it up where it'd be like you could be subscribed to Family Tree Seeds subscription, you know, and not
all the new stuff.
Just your stuff. So you're just like going down that PAM line with you, you know, or whatever. That'd be
or
fun.
Anything. Yeah, for sure. You know, man, I subscribed to to everybody. I got 6 subscription to Freeborn, and you know, people are talking. You know, that'd be interesting,
Totally.
man.
Well, and that's, you know, because I've been trying to think about it a lot when I'm working, and there's so many people doing so much good work, you know, and so many friends doing so much good work, and we all want to sell seeds and be a part, and it's just like selling weed now. Selling seeds is just like selling weed, you know.
Totally.
We're competing / not competing with each other, you know.
Yeah.
But like subscriptions, I don't know. I'm just like,
that's interesting. Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good idea. Subscription, bro. That's I mean, shit. People did it for magazines for years. They do it with everything else.
And like,
you know?
you know, like there's people buy from people that are really into vegetables, especially heirloom vegetables. Buy from a handful of, you know, local seed banks, right?
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Use the same ones all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and those guys are really outsourcing to local farmers, you know, in the region, you know, and like up here where I'm from, my favorite is Uprising Seeds.
Right on.
Yeah, I've been buying vegetable seeds from them for a long time.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got
but with cannabis, I think it's like almost like it's got a little bit of a different twinge to it, like almost like it dips into the tulip world where, you know, it's like the trader playing cards, like, you know, like I want to grow the PAM BX, I want to grow the PAM F2, I want to grow the, you know, like that's kind of fun, you know.
Hell yeah. It'd be hella fun for me. I'd subscribe. I'd have subscriptions, bro, for sure.
I would too.
Yeah, that'd keep me in all kinds of trouble, you know. So for sure, there's shit I'd love. I'm like, man, I wonder what that generation would do. You know, so for sure. So it's a good idea, brother.
Really cool. So we got the Hubble and the Palm Beach BX asterisks.
The dog beach and the Hubble.
Sorry.
Yep. Both dog walker stuff. So it's the heavy 30 plus nastiness back to something delicate and unique. So plants are awesome, absolutely out of this world. So I'm gonna get some more out. We're doing a big giveaway for some, but there's a limited number of these ones, and like I said, I've taken what I need. I'm getting the rest out. They're not going in the cooler, so they need to be grown. They deserve it. So
cool. Well, I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this up tomorrow, and
right on.
So we'll have seeds. You'll have seeds to me within like a week, you would say?
Yep. I'm just sending them out tomorrow.
Cool. Awesome.
So get you. Got them. So easily done, my brother.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know? Hell yeah.
Super fun.
Please. Yeah. No, yeah. Please, if people have any problems or any questions or, you know, anything at all, man, reach out to me. I love answering questions. I'll talk your friggin' ear off for days about stuff you don't want to know about. But I love talking about it, and I want you to grow the stuff. So be successful growing this stuff. So please reach out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You know.
Do you I forgot your YouTube channel. Is it Backyard Family Fruit?
Yeah, Backyard Fruit.
Fruit.
Backyard Fruit. We just did a midnight garden walk just yesterday or yesterday or the day before, you know, so just ran through the garden at midnight. I was just grabbing some shit and looked at some fruit trees. It was kind of wild. It's kind of cool. Did some avocado stuff recently. I'm just they're editing some things for me right now on a nice video, so I got a little bit of drone work going on and stuff. Cool. And hopefully I can put out a cool one here pretty soon. But
are you gonna show any of your cannabis stuff on there, or is that kind of more just a fruit page?
That's always been a question. Like, you know, should I merge the two, or should I do one for one and one for the other? You know, so I'm really thinking I'm gonna start one specifically for cannabis, and then people will know where to go because you find something you like, you naturally want to learn more about the person or the thing, so you figure out where to go, and they'll take you down the rabbit hole. You find my fruit stuff. But
Well, that's why,
I think,
yeah. Someone, and I haven't had, I'm just a small seed bank, so I haven't had a whole lot of issues, customer service issues or issues with people. But recently someone had an issue with germination on pack that I assumed would have been, just fine, from somebody.
totally.
And anyway, so I thought about it, and then they explained to me their germination method. And I was just like, "God damn, that's so fucking complicated." and no disrespect, but like to put seeds inside of a napkin, and I don't know if that's you do this either, so I might be just being a jerk. But to put seeds inside of a napkin, inside of a Ziploc bag, and you know what I mean, or whatever, like there's so many issues with that in my mind, like biologically. Yes, it worked, and I think it, like, for some reason it's a sense of security. I don't know. I'm not trying to knock on this person, but anyways, my point was that, like, I was gonna do like the simplest fucking, like, put seeds in the soil germination video, which I think is simple, but like also like kind of needed in our day and age of cannabis, because there's so many people teaching this weird tech. It's like, no, you could actually just it actually works really well.
Totally. No, it's funny. Like, I mean, my dad always said, best tool in the toolbox is the one that works for you, that you know how to use, so if you do the paper towel, you do the paper towel, it works great. But you're so right. Like, it's meant to, like, fall out of the plant or rot on the ground, and like just be there, you know what I mean?
Well,
and just kind of
perfect transition to, like, right. So this is a cold ball of me thinking about this spring. A lot of folks, in the KNF, they seed soak, right? And I used to seed soak my cannabis seeds. I would soak them to germinate them in little condiment cups.
Little condiment cups, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was fucking really good way, until I started popping a lot of seeds.
Yeah,
and I was actually
pull them out individually.
I was on the Potent Ponics podcast, and this dude called me out on it, like on a live podcast. He's like, "Dude, just put them in the soil. What's your problem?" And I was just like, I might have even defended myself in the moment, But then later on that night, or the next day, I think I went in and had a bunch of gelatinous seeds that I had to plant,
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, that motherfucker was right.
You fucking do it.
And so I changed my methods, and once I did, my germination and everything just was 100% better.
It goes way up, yeah.
And then, leading to what we were talking about before we got on the show, the volunteers, right? And so right now in my cannabis garden, I have a bunch of plants, seeds that I had started in pots, and they were some of the same seedlings that came up as volunteers. Right, they're from the same folk. They just fell down, and they actually came up and revealed themselves about a week after I had started my other ones. And these volunteers are now 3 feet. One of them's almost 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
And my
awesome.
the ones I planted in my fucking pots are like this big.
Totally overcame nature, the natural way. No question. I've got several that come up every year here, man. They're always the most vigorous, easiest going. Like, sometimes that's the best germination test for me. Like, I'll do this big batch of seeds, and I'll shuck a whole fucking bunch of them, and then a bunch of it goes into the hash bags, right? And I don't get all the seeds out of there. And if you were a little green or a little shitty, you didn't get fucking put in the good batch anyway, even though you might have grown. So all those go in the hash bags, and I end up making hash with all my old seed material, because fuck, who doesn't want some hash, and then I'll dump that stuff in the backyard or in the flower beds or wherever, because that's part of the system. And every year, away it goes. Germinates like an SOB, and it'll tell you, man, those were all shitty little, reject seeds, and all of them are freaking popping like crazy. Those seeds that are kept are probably really, really badass, and germinates are probably really high. So you can kind of cheat that way, just knowing that all your reject seeds are sprouting in the yard. You know what I mean? And no, and it's so nice, you know. And I always keep a couple, and I was telling you before, I mow around some, and I tie them together, and if you kind of weed them down to 1 or 2 of those winners. And right now I've got a 5 foot by 5 foot, you know, one that's just in the middle of the yard in the shittiest place in the world, but it's gonna stay because it stinks really nasty, and it's something special because it's from last year's crosses. So it's something. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna clone it. I'm not gonna work it. It's just gonna be smoked, you know. But it's probably gonna be the best plant I have in the garden. You know what I mean? Like hands down. You know, they always are. So the natural way, man. I started putting my shit right in the
it's gotten me thinking, dude. Like, I had this experience earlier on where I worked for an aeroponic lettuce grow, and we were harvesting lettuce on these A-frames, and we'd take them in before we harvest the lettuce that was grown on an aeroponic, you know.
Yeah.
Right? We bring them into a cold room overnight, and they go into a dark cold room for 12 hours, right? And so you'd harvest the lettuce, and when the stomatoes were closed, and they're nice and crisp.
Nice and crisp and hard,
Right, and so I kind of had that experience, and it got me, that's where I really kind of got into aquaponics and kind of thinking more on the tech side of things. But after having that experience and thinking about it, and thinking about this conversation in KNF with this seed soak in a microbial solution, and lots of people do different microbial solution seed soaks.
Yeah, tried some.
And I guess my experiment that I want to go to is with planting in a cell in trays, you know, like a 10-20 tray, you know, 72 cell. Plant all the seeds in soil, and then inoculate that soil with my biology, and then put it in the fucking refrigerator. For like a week, for a week or two, and then pull it out and see. I bet you would get the, I don't know, I'm gonna do it.
You get a winner. Yeah, you tricking them into winter. They do that with tulips. Like here, if you bought tulips,
right. I know they do it with
overwinter them. Yeah, you got to put them in the fridge and trick them into winter for 8 weeks or 12 weeks or, you know, somewhere in between. So that definitely.
But something about that, I think something about that. There's something in the idea of the seed germinating inside the biology and just fucking being there, like fucking ready to rage.
Yeah.
Versus like having to.
My seeds from. Yeah.
I think that you know that like as I look at my dirty hands, you know, I'm smoking and doing all these things, right? And then I take these seeds that I just put it in this cup with this biology that wasn't aerated properly. There's like so many like cool things about it, but there's also we're not dialing it down like nature does in the soil in terms of, you know, moisture and oxygen. And so I'm just kind of getting dumb about it. But
no, I mean, I always tell people with their fruit trees, like roots breathe air, right? So my biggest problem was people would put the seeds in the cup until they all sunk and stayed sunk for a while, or they would sink right away, and they'd still let them sit there for 24 hours. And it's my feeling like, you know, you're drowning the seed in a way because there's no air to it and having hard. And every single time that I did something to my seeds before I planted them in the soil versus planting them in the soil, and then my germinate's always better just planting them in the soil, you know, in like little cups, keeping them moist and warm. You know, you might water a little compost tea or a little extract or something, but I mean, half the time I do, half the time I don't. It's just putting them in the soil, you know what I mean? Really, I get a better germ, you know, directly out of that. Most people who have germination problems do have the paper towel or the cup or some other weird wash that you're doing or something. That some stuff works, some stuff doesn't, but I like the oxygen and being that it's never going to fall and be underwater in a natural setting, you know what I mean? Or be in that type of situation. So I try to replicate the way that it would be, you know, in nature. So like you said, like your hat says, bro.
Yeah. Well, and then next kind of topic on that, stretch seedlings, like stretch. Like, how do you? I know how I think about it, but like, how do you germinate? How, are you outside? Are you in a greenhouse when you're germinating, or are you inside under a light? Like, how do you
All
do?
of the above. All of the above. So it just depends. Usually the most stretch that I have is inside or in a greenhouse.
Sure.
I'll have more stretch in a greenhouse or inside, and that's, I think, simply because of light. I think that
Sure.
they're looking for more light in some aspect, or they're not getting enough light, or the light's not as intense, and they're growing to search and weave and get there. And the conditions are usually cooler in the wintertime when I'm growing indoors, right? So like their root systems are a little bit cooler and they're looking for the light. I find that they do more stretching then. Like right now, I just germinated a bunch of stuff like directly outside, like no cover, little cups.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're little trays, just directly outside, and they're all like stout little badasses. You know what I mean? Rockin', rollin', stout badassness. There's hardly any floppy, or there's a couple of tallies, but they're and then I'll just bury those when they get transplanted a little bit deeper, or have a little mulch layer that holds them up a little bit higher. When I plant them, and then they're fine. They'll set secondary roots right out there, and I'm good to go. So. But usually I think it's light for the most part. And sometimes people feed their shit too much, and they're feeding it too much too early. Like that seed doesn't need very much right off the bat, in my opinion.
Nothing.
I think if it has something good soil, that's all you need for a while. It's got all the energy it needs to just kind of burst out of its first couple sets, and then you can start feeding it when it's got a little bit more under its belt and not a newborn. So some people are feeding too early, like liquid solutions and funny things, in my opinion, and sometimes that causes stretch because it's just not, I think that. So, but those are just two things that I think that happen to me, But I think, yeah, stretch is dealt with better light and warmer root conditions, So I think.
Yeah.
So,
No, I like. I mean, I like.
do you have a lot of stretch in your greenhouses and stuff? Do you have a lot of?
Yeah, in the indoors, I mean, I think it's 100% a light issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so indoors, I would have that, and so I started like moving towards germinating under high pressure sodium. Why the fuck not? Right?
Yeah,
It just makes more sense, especially if I'm going to do a couple trays, handful of trays, like. But then I got, getting into transitioning to outdoors, so now I'm just at the point where I really like the domes on trays because I can, basically plant on my seedlings, put this dome on, put a heat source underneath it, walk away, and, set 3 to 7 days, everything's germinated, and I take that dome off. And I maybe put it on again at night for once or twice, and then I'm done. Yeah. And they've all gotten that like natural light, and so they're now nice and stout.
Totally. Domes are great.
That's like that's just kind of been like in the greenhouse. My greenhouse also has lights.
That's nice. Yeah.
So it's kind of got best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah, it's light, I try not to use too many domes. I used to use lots of domes and stuff, but now I'm pretty rough on my babies, man. I like to be a little rougher on them. I want them to come up like the volunteers. You know what I mean? I don't put little cups on my soil and germinate them inside. I don't ever add any extra humidity, and I'm in a low humidity area. I'm like, I'm in SoCal, I have no humidity, we have, hardly any, so.
Do you plant a little deeper maybe?
No, I mulch more. I plant higher because most of the time most plants, trees anyway, want to grow wide as opposed to down. You know what I mean? Root wise, right? Width is more important than depth. Rainfall, nutrition, all that crap's happening in that first 2 foot of soil. As wide as that puppy can be, everything is more valuable on the surface. And then if you've got good quality soil like the Northwest or other places, eventually once it's got a good established reach everywhere, then it will start traveling downward and you can get those big deep roots, but around here things don't want to grow deep because we don't have the soil. We're in a desert, you know what I mean? So planting things higher and mulching things better, or hugel beds and
Right.
different things like that, where you're planting on mounds and things. But I plant. My saying is, plant it high and it will thrive. Plant it low, it won't grow, and that's for my area and the way that we should be farming our fruit trees. And it's not necessarily for cannabis, because they can set secondary roots, but most things don't set those other roots out of the trunk.
Right.
You'll hurt the tree by planting it too low. So I don't plant things low just because trees dictate me planting them high. So I plant them the same way. But I try not to baby them. I really don't. I want them. Sometimes the birds or something will happen, and you'll get a little damage from something without protection when they're young. Pill bugs or fucking something will get, just snail crawl up there and get in the thing. You don't have a dome on it at night, early in the morning. Sometimes you lose a couple, but I swear, man, it's that volunteer mentality that those ones they popped up, they're ready to rock and roll. They haven't had anybody's help. Nobody's babying me, and they're going, and they don't have any slow period. They don't stunt. Right. They don't have any acclimation time. It's just, let's go. You know what I mean? So that's how I ended up doing things, as it goes, but sometimes you can't do that. You got weather and issues, and you have to protect them at all costs, or there's too many, or, there's things you should put domes or something, but I stopped doing all that. Just more time for me.
Yeah.
So
I like it, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Well, hey, we've gone for a long time. We were just gonna pop on.
Yeah, we're good. We're good at that, bro. We're good at that. Go for all night, man.
So, Backyard Fruit on YouTube and Instagram. It's Family Tree Seeds.
Yep, at Family Tree Seeds.
And you got seeds with me on regenerativeseeds.com. And who else do you have seeds with?
Neptune Seed Bank, Nucleus Seed Bank, Sapphire Seed Bank are all three, that I have currently.
Awesome.
With you. So there's going to be some promotions. I'm going to give you some stuff. So if you order seeds with you, I'm going to send some stuff that you're going to give away, a couple of cool free things, some surprise Pam stuff, and some weird things you can give away as testers for that, for anything anybody wants to get from my stuff. And the same with Neptune. They're going to get some weird off the cuff cool stuff that I'm really excited about. I just got to get out of the cooler and into the gardens, so right now, take advantage, because you're going to get some weird cool stuff, in addition to what you're already interested in, so I'm going to do a big push on that, hooking it up.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
get it out there, dude.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I got my Pams going, so
dude, I need to know, man. Keep me reports on those things, buddy.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks.
Check it out at regenerativeseeds.com. Also,
reach out with questions or problems.
Yeah. Reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, Regenerative Seed Co. I'm Dutch Blooms on Instagram, and I also put on the Regenerative Organic Cannabis Conference, which is regenerativeorganiccannabis.com. So those are my plugs, and thanks for watching, guys.
Stay safe.